Imagine a brand new car that breaks almost every modern rule. No turbos, no hybrid silence, just a screaming V10 revving all the way to 15,000 RPM. This isn't a Formula One car. It's a road-going Red Bull RB17, built by the same minds that dominate F1. In a world of quiet EVs and downsized engines, this machine is doing the exact opposite, and that's what makes it shocking. But is this pure madness or the ultimate driver's car ever created? And more importantly, who is this car really for? Let's find out. The car we're looking at today comes from a brand that's already rewritten the rules of racing, and now it's bringing that same fearless mindset to the road. This is the Red Bull RB17, a limited production hypercar created by the team behind multiple Formula One championships. Unlike most modern performance cars chasing electric power or heavy hybrid systems, the RB17 is built around one clear idea: pure driving emotion. Designed with deep F1 influence and aimed at a very exclusive group of buyers, the RB17 isn't trying to compete with everyday supercars. It's meant to sit in a class of its own, blurring the line between a race car and something you can actually own. And while its numbers sound unbelievable, the real story goes far beyond specs on paper. In the next few minutes, we'll break down how this car looks, feels, and performs, and whether this bold approach actually makes sense in today's market. Stay with me, because the most surprising part of the RB17 isn't what you expect. Now let's get into the part that really gets your heart rate up. Because on paper, the Red Bull RB17 already sounds unreal, and in reality, it's even more extreme. At the center of everything is that naturally aspirated V10, an engine type most brands have completely abandoned. This one revs all the way to 15,000 RPM, producing a sound that's closer to a modern Formula One car than any road-legal machine you've seen in years. There's no turbo lag, no artificial sound enhancement, just instant response. Press the throttle, and the engine doesn't build speed slowly. It explodes forward, climbing the rev range so fast it almost feels aggressive. Power is sent through a lightweight transmission designed purely for performance. And while Red Bull hasn't positioned this as a daily driver, it is engineered to be usable. That's what makes it interesting. This isn't just a loud showpiece, it's a carefully balanced machine meant to reward skilled drivers, not hide mistakes behind electronic shortcuts. Visually, the RB17 looks like it escaped straight from a race paddock. The body is low, wide, and sculpted with purpose. Every curve you see is there to manage airflow, pushing the car into the road at high speed. The front end is sharp and aggressive, the side profile is tight and muscular, and the rear looks like it's designed to generate serious downforce without massive wings screaming for attention. It's dramatic, but not messy, more precision tool than luxury statement. Step inside and the focus becomes even clearer. The interior strips away anything unnecessary. You won't find oversized touchscreens or flashy ambient lighting here. Instead, you're surrounded by carbon fiber, snug seating, and a cockpit layout that puts driving first. Everything is angled toward the driver, making it feel less like a car you sit in and more like one you wear. That said, this laser-focused approach may feel too extreme for buyers expecting comfort or everyday convenience, and that's where the trade-offs begin to show. The RB17 isn't designed for traffic jams or long road trips. Visibility, ride comfort, and practicality take a back seat to performance and emotional impact. It's thrilling, but demanding. And while that excites hardcore enthusiasts, it may push away anyone looking for a more balanced hypercar experience. Still, what truly sets this car apart is who built it. Red Bull doesn't come from decades of road car tradition, it comes from winning races. That mentality shows everywhere, from the lightweight construction to the unapologetically loud personality. But does that racing DNA translate perfectly to a road car? Or does it create compromises you can't ignore? And then there's the big question we haven't fully addressed yet: the price, the exclusivity, and whether this kind of car still makes sense in today's market. That's where things get really interesting, and where the RB17 might surprise you most. This is the moment where everything comes together, where expectations meet reality. When the Red Bull RB17 is finally pushed hard, it doesn't just perform, it redefines intensity. The engine climbs through the revs so fast that your senses struggle to keep up. At full throttle, that 15,000 RPM V10 doesn't sound aggressive, it sounds violent, echoing like a Formula One car let loose on public asphalt. It's the kind of noise that forces your foot to hesitate, not because the car is unstable, but because it feels almost unreal. Through corners, the RB17 feels glued to the road. The steering is razor sharp, instantly responding to the smallest input. There's no delay, no softness. Every movement is amplified. This is where some cars become intimidating, but the RB17 does something unexpected. Instead of feeling wild and unpredictable, it feels precise, like it's daring you to trust it. Push harder, and the car doesn't push back, it asks for more commitment. But here's the surprise: this level of performance comes with a price that isn't just financial. The RB17 demands focus. There's no relaxing into the drive, no casual cruising. Every second behind the wheel requires attention, skill, and respect. For some drivers, that's the ultimate thrill. For others, it's a deal breaker, and that's the turning point. This car doesn't try to please everyone. Compared to modern hypercars that rely on electric assistance and software to soften the edges, the RB17 feels raw and unapologetic. It exceeds expectations in emotion and connection, but it also exposes a clear truth. This is not a car you simply drive, it's a car you earn. So now the real question isn't how fast or how loud it is, it's whether this kind of extreme, no-compromise machine still has a place in today's world. And that answer changes everything about the final verdict. So, where does the Red Bull RB17 actually land after all the noise, drama, and hype? The verdict is clear. This isn't a car designed to win spec sheet battles or dominate sales charts. It's a statement. The RB17 exists to remind the world what driving used to feel like: raw, loud, and deeply connected. Its biggest strengths are also its biggest risks. That screaming 15,000 RPM V10 delivers unmatched emotion, instant response, and a level of engagement few modern cars can touch. The lightweight F1-inspired design gives it razor-sharp handling and a sense of purpose that never fades once you're behind the wheel. But this car comes with real compromises. Comfort, everyday usability, and long-distance friendliness are clearly not priorities. The experience demands focus, skill, and commitment, which means this car simply isn't for everyone. If you're looking for a refined hypercar you can casually drive on the weekend, the RB17 may feel too extreme. But if you're a hardcore enthusiast, collector, or someone who values pure driving sensation over convenience, this car feels like a once-in-a-generation opportunity. In the current U.S. market, where electric performance and hybrid assistance are quickly becoming the norm, the RB17 stands out as a defiant alternative. It doesn't follow trends, it challenges them. And in doing so, it raises an important question about the future of performance cars. Will emotion and sound survive in a world chasing efficiency and silence? Cars like the RB17 suggest there's still a place for passion, even if it's reserved for a select few. In the end, the RB17 isn't trying to be the best car for everyone. It's trying to be unforgettable. And on that front, it succeeds completely. Now, I want to hear from you. Would you choose something this raw in today's market, or is the future already electric? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like if you enjoyed this breakdown, and subscribe for more honest, high-energy car reviews.